smell. Hi, Soul Family. I started to sing the song. Million Dreams, Pink. I think I need to turn it down a little bit. Hold on. We may be right, we may be wrong. Okay, I have. Look what I'm wearing. I feel like 1980s. I've got these leggings that have got like hearts and lips all over them. And I'm in my closet trying to figure out what to wear. And I pull this out, hearts and lips. I'm like, okay, you're totally dressed like you're in the 80s chick. Oh well. I'm going to take you outside and show you the outside first. Because this is kind of where we're at. So it's really gray, steel gray. Steel gray. I like when the water looks like that with the reflection of the clouds. It's so dramatic. It's not cold, but there's a lot of deep thinking going on. Still waters run deep is what I'm hearing. Information's a little bit cloudy. There's a lot of tweeting going on. So there's a lot of text messaging and emails and hi, what are you doing out here? Hi. All right, let's bring him in. Let's go over here. You want to pass by? He won't stay out if I'm out here. It's okay. Say hi, Siam. There's a lot of gossip going on right now. There's a lot of lying going on right now. Sad. I've got friends that are posting the same thing, and somebody wrote, actually a few people wrote to me this morning, and you can go outside, baby. And I didn't know them. And I undid what I just said yesterday. What did I say to you guys? I'm not going to give out my email address, right? So what happens? I get these random weird emails from people. One said, angelswhisper.com, this is your email address. Would you consider giving it away or selling it? And I'm like, no, this is my work address. So now, of course, they've got a response from me so they can do whatever they want with it. And I was looking at my friend Braun's message this morning. He's so upset, and he says, I mean, I totally get it. He posts, because I've been talking about it too. I've been dealing with it for the last 6 years. He says, to the person spreading lies about me and trying to stir up shit, and you know who you are, go fuck yourself. And I said, oh, Braun, I'm there too. But it's like, you know what? There's nothing you can do. If people are going to lie and gossip and cheat and manipulate, there's really nothing you can do to stop them. And it really just comes down to the people that listen to these liars and this gossip. If you're listening to the gossip, you're not my friend anyway. So it's a lesson you have to learn, right? I'm not going to stress about it. I can't. It's like, you know, it just keeps coming. People take emails of mine and they rewrite them and send them off as something else. They write emails from other people and send them to me as something else. I mean, I know I get deception. They write my call into my work line, and it's not a voice call, right? It's a chat call. So they can be anyone. And immediately I get deception. Immediately. So I know. And it's like, you know, a lot of times they're going to try and discredit me by saying, oh, this is what she said, and look at this, she was so wrong, and I totally lied to her, and this is what she said. But the point is this: if you're going to give me a bullshit reading, you're going to get a bullshit response. Or what ideal I made with Spirit was, give them something they need. Give them some information that they need, and if you feel that this is something that they need to get caught in, then it's on you. I'm just going to read what I'm given. But the point is, I can't give a clear, accurate, consistent reading to you if you lie to me, right? I will either give you what Spirit wants, or I'm going to be reading on your energy about something else, right? So it's just, there's no point. So I heard this morning, I got a lot of messages yesterday when I went out. I took the day off and I did a bunch of errands, and I got message after message after message, and one of the messages was definitely confirmation for me that this person in my life that I love, that's had all of this crap happening in their life, it wasn't their choice, it was put upon them. It wasn't fair, it wasn't cool. I got confirmation of a mother that's very narcissistic, promising things, not coming through, lying, manipulating, getting in between, causing, it goes on. And so when you don't have the proof of something in front of you, what are you going to do? There's really nothing you can do, right? If you're one of these people that someone's talking shit to and giving you gossip, you better check first, second, and third hand. Don't take anyone else's word for it. Go to the source yourself. If you're going to believe gossip, then you're just as bad as they are. And you know, you may lose something very important to you. You're definitely going to lose your own self-respect, but you might lose the love and support or friendship of somebody that really matters. You know, and you're hurting people. It's bad enough. You know, the water cool gossipers. It's like, really, don't you have anything better to do in your life? Really? So the Faerytale Oracle was the one that came out, but also the Oracle of Shadows and Light, which I don't have. I gotta go get it. So hold on. Where is it? Oracle of Shadows and Light. Okay. And I was in a really good place, right? And then all that crap happened again, and I thought, oh gosh, you know, vibrate out of my frequency. Vibrate right out of my frequency. I don't want anything to do with you or anyone around you, right? Just go. Be gone, long one. Isn't that what the snake in Robin Hood, right? Be gone, long one. Think about Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves, and working with these people, and snake in the grass. Anyway, we're going to vibrate them out of our frequency right now with this bowl. And we're going to work with the shadows and light. We're going to work with the fairy tale, because I keep getting these fairy tales. That's what I keep getting. People keep giving me fairy tales. They're bullshit stories. They're fairy tales, right? They try and feed something into your mind so you can start thinking something about somebody in a negative way, or you can go off in a different direction to kind of, so you don't see actually what's going on in front of you. Ugh. But on a happy note, when I was a little girl, I saw this island. I don't know where I saw it. It might have been in a James Bond movie. It probably was, because my dad was all about James Bond. And I saw this island and these little huts, and the beaches were very deserted. It was beautiful, and I fell in love with this place. And I said, when I was a little girl, when I get married to the love of my life, I'm going to honeymoon there. And the place was Bora Bora. And it's funny because I can't ever remember the name Bora Bora. I always think in my mind it's an island that starts with M. I don't know why. That's what I always heard. So I'm looking at this. I had this conversation with this person on my chat line on my work, and they were saying that they wanted to go to Miami with the person that they loved. And I said, oh, yuck. You know, humidity and a shitload of people, no thanks. And the person said, yeah, I really love the beaches though. And I said, with all those people? No. And then they said maybe French Polynesia. Now, I didn't remember that. My subconscious might have. But I woke up this morning and I was thinking about that island that I saw when I was a little girl. And so it took me a while to find it. And I found the pictures I just thought, what is the island that you stay in little tiki huts and there's a big mountain behind you? And I started scrolling through. I'll show you. And this is it. Okay, that's what the water, I'm an underwater diver, an advanced ocean diver, so that's my deal. There's the mountain, see, the little tiki huts? And that's what it looks like. It's kind of like Cancun, how Cancun has that, this is the peninsula, right? And it's all, everything inside is very soft and gentle away from the big ocean waters, right? And there's the little huts. Look at that water. And so I'm just like, I looked at that. And so then I went back to our conversation to see where it was that they suggested. I thought that they had said French Polynesia. And you guys know I've been getting France and the Eiffel Tower and France and France and France for the last 5.5 years. In my dreams, messages coming to me. I mean, I even bought a carpet. I just realized I was vacuuming this carpet. I got this for my cat, for Liger, because he sits out here. And I was shampooing it the other day, and even it has got the Eiffel Tower in it. Everywhere I go, I walked by here. There's the Eiffel Tower. I'm telling you, I can't tell you. I've had dreams of somebody where there's this monument that they go by, and they said, "Is that a clock tower?" And the person said, "No, it's just a monument." And then I had other dreams. Oh gosh, at least 5.5 years ago, of somebody that was having this gun battle going on, and the person had to sit down and meet with the company, and they said, where can you go? And they said, well, you can go anywhere you want in the south of France. And I was there, and I was saying, I don't want to live in the south of France. And they said, you can go anywhere you want in the south of France. And so it's always been the south of France. And I'm just like, and my mother's name is Frances, right? My mom, they called her Fran. She's in spirit. She told me her name in spirit recently. I don't even remember how it came up. I got to go back to my dreams. But she said she's now called Frangelica. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. Makes sense, right? Angelic, Frangelic. Thought that was very cool. But my mother and I have met in our dreams in France. It's always about France. France is the city of love. France is also, or Paris is. It's always in Paris. I'm not saying France. We were in Paris. And Paris is also the city of lights. And you think about the Eiffel Tower. It is us. We are the Eiffel Towers. I had a crystal here that was, it had an Eiffel Tower sitting on top of a big piece of jade. Everything's packed up and in Sedona. But basically, it always kept bringing back to me the message of the song that always came to me. And it's one of my favorite songs because it speaks about people that are coming against us, people, you know, the ones that are working in the light. And it's by Green Day. And it's called, and it's funny because, song right now. Why is everything I do not enough for you? Don't you know that in the end it's going to be me? Green Day, Holiday, right? I always call it Love on Holiday. And isn't that funny that I said I wanted to be in Bora Bora on this holiday? So Green Day, the lyrics to the song are a big deal to me. I've used this a lot in a lot of my readings, and it has a lot to do with a lot of the messages that we get. Hear the sound of the falling rain, coming down like the Armageddon flame, the shame, the ones who died without a name. Hear the dogs howling out of key to a hymn called Faith and Misery, and bleed the company lost the war today. Well, this person that I love has got this company that has caused the problem. They are the dogs. And so I beg to dream and differ from the hollow lies. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. Hear the drums pounding out of time. Another protester has crossed the line to find the monies on the other side. Can I get another amen? There's a flag wrapped around a score of men, a gag, a plastic bag on the monument. Remember that guy? Is that a clock tower? No, it's a monument. The monument is the Eiffel Tower. They put a gag over the monument. They're not allowed to speak. And there's that other song, you tape my mouth and then you ask me to speak. Like it's an impossible quest, right? I beg to dream and differ from the hollow lies. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives on holiday. And this part I love since I'm here and I'm the one who speaks. And it goes, and it sounds like the CB talking, right? The representative from California has the floor. Seg Heil to the President Gasman. Bombs away is your punishment. Pulverize those Eiffel Towers, which is us, right? Anyone that criticizes your government. Government could be religion, your work company, your friends, your family, anybody that feels that they need to control you, right? Pulverize the Eiffel Towers who criticize your government. Bang, bang goes the broken glass. And kill all the fags that don't agree. So this would be, to me, is religion, right? And I think about that song, Hoser, Take Me to Church, right? Take me to church and lay me as a, what is it? I've got too many songs in my head right now. Take Me to Church. But they all go together. You guys can follow me. This came up in the reading last night that I was talking to that person too. It's interesting because this song comes to me all the time. My lover's got a humor. She's the giggle at a funeral. She's the Eiffel Tower that company wants to pulverize, right? Wants to knock down. The ones who speak out against what they stand for and speak out and are standing in a place of freedom. They want to put a gag on this monument and they're saying kill all the fags. It's just like religion. I grew up with religion, and anyone that was gay was doomed to die, go to hell, or it was the unforgivable sin, so this is judgmental, right? My lover's got humor. She's the giggle at the funeral and knows everybody's disapproval. I should have worshipped her sooner. So this is a guy who was following along with this company and then realized, wow, she's got it right. What does it say? If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Truth, speaking from spirit. This is the truth, right? Those people in the company, what they were spewing was lies. But they've been trying to knock down this Eiffel Tower. How? By putting a gag upon it, by discrediting them. Discrediting me, discrediting us, discrediting anyone who dares to speak out against them, right? Because they're telling all of these lies. They're trying to manipulate and control. Every Sunday's getting more bleak, a fresh poison every week. You were born sick. We were born sick, we heard them say. Remember, they're saying there's something wrong with you. You guys are sick. But I love it, right? Command me to be well. Amen, amen. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Now, a knife in all of the tarot and the way it speaks, the Queen of Swords or the King of Swords or the Knight of Swords, the swords are the knife, right? Those are words. Those are vicious, nasty, ripping apart words. Rumors that are told about you, lies that are told about you, things that are said to you that are to knock you down and make you feel bad about yourself, right? That you're not good enough. If I'm a pagan of the good times, my lover's the sunlight. Keep the goddess on my side. She demands a sacrifice. Drain the whole sea. Get something shiny, something meaty for the main course. That's a fine-looking high horse. What you got in that stable? We've a lot of starving faithful, right? That looks tasty. That looks plenty. There's hungry work. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me a deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins, so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me my deathless death. It just goes on and on and on, never ending. I'll give you my life. No masters or kings when the ritual begins. There is no sweeter innocence than our gentle sin. There's something wrong with what these people are doing. Only then I am human. Only then I am clean. Take me to church. Good God, let me give you my life, right? I've given everything to you. And this one, Green Day. Song right now, Umbrella. I said I'd be a friend to the end. I took an oath. I'm sticking it out to the end. This is me for the one that I said that I would be there for. The representative California, right? We've got bang, bang goes the broken glass. Kill all the fags that don't agree. Trials by fire, setting fires. I've watched this in my dreams for 6 years almost. More than that because I saw it before it happened. Setting fires. It's not the way that's meant for me. Just because we're outlaws. Right? This is like Robin Hood. We're outlaws. We're different. I beg to dream and differ from the hollow lies. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. I beg to dream and differ from the hollow lies. This is our lives on holiday. We're taking a holiday from that shit. Right? All of this comes together. All of these lies, the manipulation, people, I don't understand. It's because they want to control. And it's about money. It's about control. It's about power. And this song right now, I told you I'd be there forever. I said I'd be your friend. I took an oath and I'm sticking it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we still be together. Come under my umbrella. Now, we're not together maybe in magazines or maybe the way it looks, but we will always energetically be together. They cannot take that away. So for some reason, I don't know what the message is. It's rolling around in my head, but I know it's in the Faerytale Oracle that needs to come out, and then something in the shadows and light. So I'm going to give you items to choose from, and then we'll get rolling. We're going to start with the walking stick. It's the native walking stick. That's one. We're going to start with Bora, the Amethyst Cave. We're going to start with this one, riding on Spirit's horse, getting those negative thoughts and mind control out of their head. And then we're going to stick with the loyal best friend, loyalty, friendship, protection, Mayor Max. Okay, help me remember these. Walking stick, Bora, the native on the horse, and the mayor, best friend, the mayor. You know, a lot of times in my dreams, dreams are symbolic a lot of times, and I'm showing people with the police, with lawyers, with the mayor. It's symbolic, right? If somebody is a lawyer, they're defending you or they're questioning you. If they're the police, they're holding you up. They can throw you away. They can put you in jail. They're chasing you. If you're a defendant, you're defending yourself. A dog, the mayor is in control, runs the city, right? And I think about that song, we live in cities. We live in cities you don't see. Lord, team, I knew that. It's like, that's just my song, man. I always change the words to this. Not change the words, change the meaning. It's, to me, it's a team, partners, lovers, speaking to one another energetically, but it's also spirit talking to us about what I started out with. You know, they're lying about me. They're spreading lies. They're manipulating. They're doing all of these deceitful things, and we feel the need to defend ourselves, and we feel the need to fight, but we don't want to get down on that battlefield with them. We don't want to get infected with their poison. So team comes on. Wait till you're announced, meaning don't act until we tell you. We've not yet used all of our graces. Spirit says, we got something up our sleeve. The hounds will stay in chains. The hounds are the dogs, right? The dogs, everyone's competing for a love they won't receive. They're competing, so they're lying and manipulating. They're not going to get what they want. They can cause disarray. They can cause delays, but wait till you're announced. Call all the ladies out. They're in their finery. Hundreds of jewels on throats. 100 jewels between teeth. Now bring my boys in. Their skin in craters like the moon. So they're teenagers. They're young. The moon we love like a brother. The moon we love like a brother. My Pisces. That's my twin soul. He's the moon. But I'm a moon too. The moon Pisces. The moon we love like a brother while he glows through the room. Dancing around the lies we tell. Even the comatose, they don't dance and tell. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run things. These are dirt. These are the dirt people. Remember, we don't want to be with the dirt people. We want to be on Team Light. And Team Light says, wait. Wait till you're announced. Don't think we don't have things in hand, because we do. This will play out, and it will play out in your favor. We will handle this, right? And I'm saying, this is what I used to say. I said this to my twin. I'm kind of getting over told to throw my hands in the air. I'm kind of older than I was when I reveled without a care. So can we get going on this, please? Like anytime soon? Anytime soon. So let's see how Spirit answers us. We're going to start with the singing bowl. Okay, so for me, what my intention is, this is 24 karat gold inlaid quartz crystal. Quartz crystal is what you put your intention on. 24 karat gold is telling you to remember your self-worth, self-love, self-respect, right? Integrity, honor. I ask that any negative energy that is in this area, in this arena, even in myself, gets pulled in through the center of this. As the vibrations go out, I mean, my chakras are already moving, right? They're moving, they're spinning. This sends a protective energy out. It spins out. All the negativity goes through it, and as it goes through the walls, it returns to pure white light, and what comes out of it is love, unconditional love. Something came up this morning. I'm trying to think of if it was with a client, but it brought memories to what I do with my own twin soul. I put a field of protection around him, always. I don't care what he's doing or where he is or who he's with. It doesn't matter. He's my twin soul. I ask for a field of protection, unconditional love to spin around him, a vibration of that, to deflect. And I vibrate away negativity, because this is what this does. Loving energy vibrates. And when the vibration goes out and the velocity of it is so high, it doesn't allow anything to attach into you. It doesn't allow anyone to pull your energy from you. But it doesn't allow them to send anything in either. And you're not hurting them. You're not getting down on the battlefield and fighting with them with these dirty games. You're sending a vibrational frequency of unconditional love out. It affects even them. The wish is that it affects them to the point where they see what they're doing and they stop, right? Because we've had enough war. This is why the goddess energy is ruling this planet at this time. Man has had their chance for the last many thousands of years, and all it resulted in was war. And that's why people will push and push and push, because they want you to strike back. They want you to fight. We are not meant to strike. Spirit says, wait. We've not yet used all of our graces. Do what you're meant to do. Do your work. Ignore the haters. Do your job. Send loving vibrational frequency out. Yes, they're going to throw shade on you. They throw shade on me all the time. But if I had to sit here and stress and worry about every single person that was sending out an email that supposedly I wrote, that I didn't, that lied about me, if I had to sit here and worry about watching my back, I might ask myself instead, why am I worried? Because who's listening to that bullshit? Whoever's listening to that, they might as well just stick with them. They're not your friend anyway. So just continue to do your work. Let spirit handle it. So with my friend Braun, you know, it sucks. It hurts. It does. It feels bad. It's not cool. It's not fun, you know? And one day, maybe they will have that done to them and they'll feel it too. But in the meantime, just do your work. I don't have my rings on. I can't operate without my rings on. Isn't that funny? When I was in Sedona, my journey stone broke. I find that really intriguing. It actually disappeared. I looked at my ring and it was gone. And it was the night that I was packing my things up from Sedona. My journey stone broke. I find that really, really interesting. My shaman stone, my sacred journey stone. So I didn't know if that meant it was, I don't know if it's inside of a suitcase there or one of the boxes. I don't know if it's gone, but it broke when I was in Sedona. I'm asking Spirit to show me why. So we're going to start with the walking stick. Let's see, who do I choose? I'll choose Mayor Max because I feel like that's me. And I'll choose the Bora, Amethyst, Geode, because I love it. And I'm manifesting my future. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Of course, all the messages are for me. I take them all, just like you should take them all as well. Stay hydrated. Okay. Correct for neutrality. Interesting, the colors that I'm wearing. Think about the colors that you choose to wear in a day. Black is grounding and protection. And red is also passion, love, right? Soul color. And there's lips and hearts all over me. I'm vibrating love. I'm protecting myself. And I'm protecting the one that I love. And I'm sending out love and kisses. How about that? Feel the hug, babe. All right, correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the walking stick, here's your story. I don't know what the message shall be. Oh, wow, I think this was it. The 12 Dancing Princesses. So I think that this is it. Because yesterday when I went to the bank, somebody stole my information. This is all about stealing information, right? Pretending to be somebody else and taking. So they stole my information, so I had to go and get a new, I closed down my card and I was getting a temporary ATM card. The fellow that helped me said, you know how my bank is so cool. They're the nicest people ever. Wells Fargo, I love them. But they said, he told me his name. And he said, it's actually a different name. He says, I'm Spanish. So it's spelled differently in the Bible, but it comes from the book of Judges. This girl knows the Bible inside and out. So I said, can you tell me? There's got to be a message in this story. Can you tell me? Let's look it up. So he figures it out on Google, shows it, and he says it's Jephthah. And I heard Jephthah's daughter. Jephthah's daughter. Do you know the story of Jephthah's daughter? Jephthah's daughter this was a judge, and he was a foolish judge. And I've had dreams about the bad judge. The bad judge is what I have had dreams about. But this bad judge was a woman, from what I saw. And this one, he was a judge of Israel. So you think about judging, right? Judging people. He made a foolish vow that if God gave him victory in an upcoming battle, he would sacrifice whatever first came out his door when he came home. Now, he thought, of course, that this would be a servant that would come because they're meant to come and serve him immediately when he comes home from battle. So he was victorious against the Ammonites. And when he returned home after the battle, his daughter came to greet him. He was devastated and stated that he had made a vow that he could not break. Jephthah's daughter asked for a 2-month reprieve, and Jephthah granted her request. The passage then states that she did as he had vowed that she do. So the Bible doesn't state that he sacrificed his daughter as a burnt offering, but the daughter was mourning the fact that she would never marry. So basically that was the message. He sacrificed her. She was never allowed to marry because God had forbidden offering human sacrifices. So it was not that he did that. But she was sacrificed. Her will was sacrificed. Her choice was sacrificed, which is what's happened in the love of my life story and my story. So the 12 daughters, here they are, and they live in this castle. Their father is a king, right? Probably the bad judge. And they're bred to be little princesses and little princes. This is what they're meant to do, right? They have to obey their vows to, like this. The father said, you will not marry. But these ones are told that they will marry. They must marry who they choose. So this is kind of like arranged marriages in so many different religions, right? It still happens in the world, which just blows my mind. And they knew that this was going to have to happen. But what they wanted to do was dance. They loved to dance. And so at night in their dreams, they would dance. At night behind the doors, they would do this dancing. And the father would come in the morning, and they would see that these dancing shoes had been worn out. And he was very frustrated because he couldn't stop his daughters from going to this place, right? He felt that they weren't supposed to be doing that. They kept escaping the bonds of marriage. Where they would go, they would escape energetically. I told you about ones that are connected energetically. No matter what lies, manipulation, or interference you cause, you cannot sever the energetic connection between ones. So this is what they would do over and over every single night. They would escape what was expected of them in their dreams, and they would live what they wanted. They were free in their dreams. So the father was very frustrated, and he sent out an offer, and he said, anyone that can figure out where they're going, I will give my daughter to you. And one after another, they would come and they couldn't figure it out. So the body, and if they didn't figure it out, they would be put to death. So there are all these bodies all over the place. And so basically one comes along and is able to reach and find out where this one goes. And this one is then given up. And basically, the whole story is that the child has to do what the father says, right? They have to obey. They're bred to be a certain thing. You're the firstborn son in our family. I want a child, right? You must marry, blah, blah, blah. We expect you to marry financially. A lot of marriages are business deals, with this company and that company, kind of like that, right? If I can win this war, I'll give you my daughter. Right? Or my daughter won't marry, or I will, whatever it is, whatever they put upon you. So if you make a merger, so you got the two big mob companies, right? And they merge and they marry, but it's in order to gain wealth and power, right? The kid has no say in it. It could also be a situation where somebody has done something and they're going to be punished, and they sacrifice. The person says, okay, it's like Rumpelstiltskin, right? Okay, fine. If you, I'll get you out of this mess if you give me your firstborn child. And then they're like, okay. It's like, okay, really? Like, don't offer something of me. I told you before an example of this same story where the neighbor owed my landlord something, and he said, if you do this for me, my landlord said, if you do this for me, I'll get Sherry to do a reading for you. And I said, don't make promises on my behalf. Like, don't give my services for, I have nothing to do with this. But it's the same type of situation. So when you're thinking about it, they were meant to grow up and become wives, and these ones were to become wives. It could be a husband, right? And basically their dreams had to die. It wasn't about their dreams. It was about what the father wished and willed for them, and what they felt was worthy of them. Now in my family, it happened to me. I've told you the story, how I was in love with somebody. I was a little girl, it was puppy love, but it was my first love, my son's father. And my parents, my mother had grown up very poor, and she finally ended up marrying my dad, who was Midas, basically, King Midas. Anything he touches turns to gold. And she wanted me to be taken care of. She didn't want me to be with this person that she felt couldn't give me the life that I deserved. In her mind, she was trying to protect me. But in all reality, it didn't have anything to do with the fact that this person is the one I had my heart, right? Didn't matter. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't realize what life is like. You can fall in love with a rich man just as well as a poor man, Sherry. Blah, blah, blah. So she ended up lying and manipulating, and he left, and I didn't know what happened to him. He was gone. She lied and manipulated and had done all these things. I didn't find out for 12 years. I didn't find out for 12 years what she had done. The only way I found out was that I ended a 10-year very abusive relationship of the person that my parents chose. And the first one, my mother felt so bad. She felt so horrible about what she had done that when I got divorced from this person, I knew that my first person had never let go of me. And I said, don't tell him, please. And she did right away. And so he came to me right away, and he told me everything that had happened. He said, I've never stopped loving you. Your mother lied. She would come to the house, and she would, my mom's in spirit. So, she's watching this. She knows what she did. I'm not mad at her anymore. It's over. But it's just a story that goes on and on. It seems to be a mirror in my life. So she would say things to him, knew what his Achilles heel was. I got pregnant. I was 3 months pregnant. And she would go there, and she would leave half of a sandwich wrapped in a piece of paper with a note that said, here, I thought you guys could use some food. Or she would say things like, why don't you just leave and allow somebody to come into her life that will raise that child in the life that it deserves, because you'll never be able to be what she needs or what that child needs. I mean, over and over. It was really awful. And I was just dumbfounded. He's sitting in front of me. I'm in Canada. He's sitting in front of me telling me, I'm looking at this man that was the father of my child. My child was abused by the man that I married. And here this man, he was a good person. He always was. But he never came to me and told me. He believed what he was told. And the thing is, he felt bad about himself. He had a really shitty stepfather that raised him and a mother that was crazy. And he had kind of a chip on his shoulder. He always, he was angry. He had reasons for anger, but he was a good person. He was a decent person. But he was read wrong because he didn't, he put himself out in the wrong way. But I knew the truth of him. And it hurt him, everything she said, and he believed it. So he left. He took off. And then when he did take off, my mom came to me and said right away, we're getting divorced. You're getting divorced. Took me down right the next day and had me sign the divorce. I mean, I was very controlled. And she said, this isn't about you anymore. This is about your child. You've already shown what you have done. The choices that you make. Now this is about choosing someone who's going to be a proper father and blah, 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 blah. So then, of course, I get the 10 years of the abusive one. And anyway, so he tells me the whole story. And I called my mom and I said, did you do this? Is this real? Like, is this the truth? And all she said was, I'm not the same person now that I was then. I said, are you kidding me? You stole my husband and my father of my child, and I've been in an abusive relationship for 10 years, and so is your little grandson, and she knows that was her little prince. She loved her little prince, and she couldn't take it back. There was nothing she could do to undo it, but she never told me the truth of the situation. It always finds a way of coming out, right? No matter what lies you tell, eventually it will come to the light. It was too late for us by that point, but what was happening was the same thing in this story. This king wanted his daughters to marry wealthy. He wanted them to be princesses, right? He wanted what was best for them, and he expected them to obey him. He was controlling. So the story basically is, some people may say, well, he only wanted what was best for them. They should marry well and blah, blah, blah. Some people believe in this crap. I don't. So the message to this story is basically about deceit, secrecy, lies, manipulation. It's about freedom, maybe freedom of your life coming to an end. It talks about being under the enchantment of someone's spell. A spell, you can be enchanted by, somebody showing themselves to be a certain way. They can be an enchantress. Or a drug can be an enchanting spell. Money can be an enchanting spell, right? They actually do binding spells, sexual spells, spells to bind and hold you back. A lot of times, like I said to this person last night, what I'm shown is a mother who was holding you, energetically holding you in place, preventing you from moving forward. A lot of times, like I said, they feel they're doing it to safeguard you, but you're not allowed to do that. You can't impose your will upon another. And a lot of times they use the loyalty factor. If you were loyal to us, if you cared about us, you would do this. And so you give up of yourself. Well, look what happened. Jephthah's daughter, the king won, he made a vow with God. And so she lost her freedom. And so it talks about enjoying your last moments of freedom. It talks about this king who was teaching his daughters to learn how to be little princesses. And what he said to them was that if they were contemplate giving up, it's about basically contemplate giving up their dreams. Their dreams were of dancing. They loved to dance, right? That was their dreams. They wanted to be free. And the message was, if you were to give this up, if you're going to give up your dream of whatever it is for anyone, it better be someone worthy. It better be someone that calls to your soul, right? If you're going to give something up of importance now, to some people, your freedom is your importance, right? Like for me, I'm extremely free. I'm a free spirit. I'm not married. I haven't been for 13 years. And I've worked a lot on myself. And if you don't bring something to the table worthy, I'm not going to give my freedom up, right? It only will be given up to the love of my life. And I've got a list of all the things that person's got to meet, right? I already know who holds that list. So this message is talking about if you're going to trade your freedom or your dream, a freedom could be that, right? It better be for one that you love. It better be a worthy partner. It better be an equal exchange, right? It talks about also that you will find a worthy partner. It also talks about there are going to be new responsibilities that you bring up. It also talks about the end and enjoying the last moments of your freedom, but there's a lot of excitement happening and unusual activity going on. Something's coming. You can feel that, right? It's moving from youthful energy into maturity. It's about realizing, right? I have excluded very important activities from my life. I've been socializing, thinking, you know, what is that song? I'm going to live my last day of my life. I'm going to sleep with them all. I'm going to go out with them all. I'm going to see everything because, you know, I could die early. I don't want, I want to, what if the grass is greener over there? And it's about realizing that you've been doing that to the exclusion of very important connections and very important things. So that's the first message. I saw that in my dreams. I'm curious. I'm gonna go back and forth between the Oracle of Shadows and Light and this one. Oh, it's right here. You know where I put it. The next message we're gonna go to is the Geode. Bora Bora. My Bora Bora. For those who chose Bora Bora, we're going to the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I have a feeling I might know what I'm going to get in this deck. Correct for neutrality on all levels. And for those who ask, when I say correct for neutrality on all levels, it's so that I don't make this personal. I don't, and this person that wrote to me said, I realize that we draw others into our lives, you know, as mirrors. But is what you told me last night my story, or was it your story? And so I did a spread. Again, I literally for free did an entire free reading, and I gave the messages that I got, and they were repeated. So it may be that, yes, that's my story, but that's because you were brought to me as a mirror and the messages. So when I say correct for neutrality, I'm keeping myself neutral. I'm not putting my story on the message that you're meant to get. I already saw the card. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Fairy of the Highlands, it's time to be brave. Okay, so this is you are like one of those princesses or that prince. You don't like to rock the boat. You don't want to fight. You don't want to go down onto that battlefield. But this is telling you that someone or some people or some group or whatever is taking what you have worked hard for. They have crossed your boundaries. Look at you. You don't want to fight. You don't want to go and fight and be the Queen of Swords. You don't want to call people out. You don't want to cut away. You know, sometimes people think that, you know, maybe I can just kind of calm things down a little bit. You know, let's see what we can do to come to a win-win situation. But this has gone beyond that at this point. This is someone who's chronically avoided conflict at all costs. Passive-aggressive. I don't want this, right? If there's a conflict, I'm going to take off. I don't want to be a part of it. But Spirit says they're taking what is yours. This is about a confrontation that needs to take place. This is about taking a stand. This is about picking up your sword of truth and using it. We are peaceful warriors, but we carry a big sword and we know how to use it. So at this, you don't want to hurt someone. You don't. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. You may feel pity for someone. You know, they're doing this because of blah, blah, blah. I do that a lot. You know, the empath and the narcissist, where we look at them and we see that they've, you know, well, they've had a hard life and, you know, they've done this because, you know, bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Spirit says right now it's time to take up the arms. Finish it for good. You're going into battle. You are going to battle at this time. Time of truce is over. There's no more truce. There's no more. This is time to speak your truth, because people have been taking what you've worked for. They've wanted it. They've been taking of yours what you want or what is yours. They've been lying. They've been manipulating. They have been coming between you and what you have wanted. So you need to cut the cords. Whether this is friend, family, foe, whoever this is, you cannot feel guilty about self-protection at this time. Now is the time that you need to speak. Interesting, because Spirit said, wait till you're announced. Well, now you're being announced. Now you're meant to stand. And you are not to back down. You are to honor yourself. You are not to back down. You are to speak your truth. I chose that, so I speak my truth all the time. Sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't have said something, right? Well, that's a confirmation that yes, speak your truth. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the one that's on the horse represents forward movement. The horse represents assistance from Spirit and others. It's a very gentle, loving, healing horse. Look, it's white and green. The colors of healing and love. And white for purity. And this one is naked, open, vulnerable. I'm going to get that crap out of my head. All the lies that you've been spewing at me. I want to hear Spirit. This is called rebirth, night birth. In the night, I hear the truth. That's what I just heard. In the night, I hear the truth. My dreams last night were very lucid. What was it that I needed to share about my dream? Very lucid. Song right now. Somebody's mother's going to court. It is their mother. You're going to court. You're on trial right now. Okay, sometimes I get a good feeling. Song right now. Okay, where's my dream? So if anybody that knows me gets an email that I'm supposedly have sent, it's not from me. If it is, call me and ask me. Write me yourself. Please don't believe the bullshit. Okay, so what I got in my dream, what was it I was meant to share? There was something. Did I even write it down? Okay. Strangest dream. It was like Alice in Wonderland. It was a trip. Mom gave me something. She's making something. Boiling water. And out of that boiling water, all of these bugs start to come out. Mom's in hot water, right? She's stirring something up. I go to rescue something out of that. I grab it. I hold on to it. I put a vest on it. I want to have a leash so that it's running so fast. I'm trying to hold on to it. The dogs are after it. Remember, the dogs are staying in chains? The dogs are after it. One of the dogs throws up. And I'm thinking, it's going to eat that because it's like they showed it to me as like a snail or a slug. I can't remember what it was. But I assumed it was an animal that was to clean up, right? Clean up things. And so they would feed on. So, but if a dog throws up, that's somebody's throwing up something. That's somebody's giving information that's bullshit. I'm worried she's going to feed on it, meaning I'm worried she's going to believe it, right? She doesn't touch it. My brother's there and my sister-in-law is there. Someone who's thirsty for emotional waters. And then they show me the killdeer. And it's interesting because there were two beautiful deer that walked up. And the person said, don't, to this person next to me, this one who lied to my twin, I said, don't rush up, don't scare them. And the one deer started, and so they stopped for a second, but then they rushed at it. And then they took off. And what's interesting is I called them killdeer. Well, a killdeer isn't a deer, it's a bird. Remember I said there's a lot of tweeting going on? And somebody's mother's on trial? The mother could be a mother organization. It could be somebody's company, or it could literally be somebody's mother. So we're now getting the killdeer totem. And what the killdeer does, I've seen them here. I've spoken about them recently. The killdeer has a little thing that they do. See if it explains it here. If it doesn't, I will tell you. ABC, JK. HIJK. Come on. Where are you? A precious little bird who runs into new experiences with eyes wide open. One who gets along with those who are different and takes advantage of the opportunities these encounters provide. When you approach an adult, the killdeer, it may suddenly develop a broken wing. I've seen this happen. Actually, I've got videos of it. It struggles in front of you as if it can barely walk, let alone fly. One or both of the wings will drag pitifully on the ground. Somehow, while struggling to keep its balance, the killdeer manages to stay one step ahead of you. As you pursue it, the killdeer leads you further and further away from its downy killdeer babies, crouching on the ground or half hidden under a tiny bush. When the killdeer feels the young are safe from you, its broken wings heal suddenly and it flies away, calling out, "Kildee, Kildee," like a laugh, like, "Ha ha, caught you." So what this is doing is lies manipulation, right? Somebody who's wanting to keep their child there, keep that person away from you, whatever it is, they're lying, they're manipulating, they're pretending that they're hurt, they're pretending something. This is all a farce. This is all a game. They're trying to protect someone. Now, that could be in a positive, it could be in a negative. That comes up into my dreams last night, right? The killdeer. So it's this story that's being spewed out. Song right now, do you really love me? Behind your dark glasses, you really do love me. Somebody who doesn't believe, and they're creating this story, right? What else? Fairy godmother. And I spoke about the fairy godmother yesterday, right? So somebody is watching my dreams. I'm going to see if this comes up again. We did the fairy of the Highlands, so we're doing the one on the horse. So basically it's telling you that somebody is telling a story, creating a drama, leading you off in another direction to keep you busy or to keep you away from getting a hold of what the truth is. So it's either in protection or it's in manipulation and lying, depending on what your circumstance is. But I was being fed a line of bullshit, and the person in my life that was energetically connecting to me saying, I hope they don't buy that. I hope they're not going to, eat that bullshit that person threw up. No, she didn't. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Your message. Vasilia the Brave. Courage. Now she's holding on to her little doll. Vasilisa. How interesting. Lisi. My daughter's name is Lisi. Lisi is the name of the person who lied to my twin. Vasilisa, the Brave. So, this is a story. Okay, so she's crying. Gosh, she looks like Alexa. She's got the same color eyes as well. So, this is a story where her sisters demand her to go on this quest, and it's a frightening quest. She has this magical doll with her. Oh my God, I've watched this in my dreams. I wrote it again. I watched this person who had this little doll, and there was this big gorilla that was in a cage, and the caged person, my person felt bad for them, didn't want them in that cage. And then that big gorilla attached himself to this person that rescued him. And so he threw this doll that he had been playing with to the gorilla to distract him so he could get away. So she's got this magical doll, and it's got the voice of her mother in it. It's imbued with spirit. It's got energy in it. So whenever she needs her mother's guidance or wisdom, she calls on it from this doll. And this doll will give her courage. I do that with my mom. My mom is in spirit. When I need help, I call my mom, right? So after many tasks on this journey, she is rewarded with some light that she was seeking, something that she wanted. And she's given two names, Vasilisa the Brave or Vasilisa the Wise. But it's about honoring her mother. So when you get this message, oh my God, I said this to this person last night. I'm just going to tell all of this because it affects people in different ways. What I got was this person said that their mother had lied to them, had promised something was going to happen if they would do certain things, like the stories we've been getting. And in the end, and I got all along, what you've been promised this whole time, it's not going to happen. They're lying. They have no intention of giving it to you, right? And I was not shown as a mother doing it. I was shown it as a brother, and it was in work. It was money that was promised or something that was promised with work. Remember, we were shown for months and months about the opportunity. Someone was going to offer you a gift, and it felt like, it was going to make your way out because they knew you needed it financially. And it was the silver siren. It was a liar. That's a mother, silver siren. And they were lying the whole time. Well, this is what this person told me last night. And I'm like, wow, okay. Now, were they taking my stories that they've heard and creating this story? I don't know. But this is this story. So she was promised something. And this person lied. And I said, interesting. I feel what I'm picking up on is there another motherly person around you with a maternal energy that loves you around you? And the person said no. And I said, there is. I feel it. And I said, it could be your soulmate because, and the person says, well, I don't need a mommy. And I said, well, I don't need a daddy, but we all need that loving, nurturing energy. We all want to have that loving, nurturing energy. And I just told you, my twin is no slouch, right? He's very powerful. He has his own life, but I always send out loving protection around him. Always. That's my maternal loving nature. I'm for him. So this is what they're telling you is literally what I was telling this person last night and what I am doing. It's basically the Empress energy. And it's telling you that at this time you have this energy around you. You have this very loving, deep, nurturing, loving energy around you. And it may not be from your real mother. It is just this energy. And it's been given to you. It's being given to you to help you at this time, to help you go through whatever this trial is that you're going through. It's going to help you. It's going to comfort you. It could be a mother. It could be a grandmother. It could be a soulmate. It could be your wife. It could be your lover. But you're going to carry that with you. And as you go through whatever this darkness is, you need to call upon that energy, that love. Call that energy in. I said when I sent that energy out, do you feel me? Do you feel me? Take this. Do you feel this is my love around you? I want you to know this is my loving protection around you. So this is telling you that when you accept this loving energy, you are with one within the light. The light that's coming to you, the light that this one is seeking. This doesn't have to be a girl, right? This one's gone into a very difficult, scary, nasty quest. They've had to do it. But all around them, even though they've been through that, it's just like what I've watched for the last 5.5 years, actually more, 6 years. I have seen the one I love going into difficult things, and the whole time I've surrounded this one with loving, protective energy, sound Reiki healing. You have this energy. This is what they're telling you. It's going to be available to you whenever you need it most. So get calm and get still and listen and go down deep inside and hear the light that's calling you. The situation that's been difficult for you is being transformed. So the different messages are about courage and comfort. It's about facing your fears. It's about going from the darkness to the light. Right? This little one was seeking the light. This could be a man seeking the light. This could be a woman seeking the light. Whatever this is, you're getting it. This is about guidance from your ancestors. As I said to this person, if it isn't, it could be your soulmate, your energetic soulmate that's looking for you, and you're always connected. It could be your guiding force. It could be your other half. So if you don't have a twin soul relationship in this life, your twin soul is in spirit. So it's your guardian angel, basically. It could be. And like what I have seen my twin's grandmother, the ancestor. I have seen her. I've spoken to her. I've seen her. It could be her energy. It could be an ancestor that's reaching out to be around you. It talks about this difficult time that you've gone through actually brings a lot of wisdom to you. It's taught you a lot of things. These trials, it's like trial by fire. Remember? Trial by fire, setting fires. That's not the way for me, but it's what they did to you, right? And it's made you stronger. It talks about you being able to pass the tests. Whatever tests they put in front of you, you're going to be able to pass them. Do your best, because you're going to do more than enough when you do your best. That's all you're required to do is your best. That's enough. That's good enough. It talks about a time that you will be separated, or maybe you have been separated from family and friends, or maybe it's necessary for you to separate from family and friends because you have this going on, right? Sometimes it happens. It doesn't mean it's going to be forever, but it shows that. And along with that separation from family and friends has a new beginning for you. The light that's been seeking you, the light that you have been seeking. So these are going exactly the way I thought that they would. This is what I thought I was going to be getting. So the last message is Mayor Max. I chose Mayor Max. Correct for neutrality on all levels for those who chose Mayor Max. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. One more. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For anybody who would like help with a private reading or anything else that I can help you with, my website is www.theangelswhisper.com, and I am not selling it or giving it away. That is my domain name. So that was a very interesting message. You can reach me there. I will be checking because I'm not handing out my email, even though I have forever. I would prefer you contact me through my website. Correct for neutrality on all levels for those who chose Mayor Max. Fairy of the Divine Hand. Okay. Intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. Now, what's going on is your worst addiction is seeking you out. Whatever your addiction is, whether it was a person, remember I said you could be drawn to something, have an enchantress. It could be your enchanter. Your enchantress is seeking you out. It could be that you have negative self-talk. That's your worst addiction. It could be that you overanalyze. That's your worst addiction. Whatever it is, somebody's trying to encourage you to do something that you know you shouldn't do. It could be a person. It could be a group of people. See these eyes here? It could be your own devil on your own shoulder, your own fear, lack of self-worth. It could be somebody encouraging you to have a drink and drive. Don't do it. It could be encouraging you to lie. Don't do it. Don't be a part of this. Somebody could be encouraging you to have an affair with them. Don't do it. Ask the questions. Ask all the questions so that you have clarity. A part of you already knows because that's your truth eye. The blue eyes are truth. This eye is dark. So there's a part of you that's wanting to believe this, but you already know the truth. And Spirit is saying, don't do it. You're either having a distorted view of something, it's not the way it appears, or somebody's going to offer you something, a lie, a temptation, a distraction, something that's trying to get closer to you. They're telling you it won't hurt you, but it will. It will hurt you. It talks about you acting in a way that will leave you feeling confused, drained, disoriented. It's aligning with negative energy. There's so many crows flying around outside. Song right now, when you love someone, you make room. When you love someone, you open up your heart. When you love someone as much as I do, and you're not afraid to lose them, you've never loved them as much as I do. If you love someone, you shouldn't be afraid to lose them. If they love you, you won't lose them. What's yours can't be taken from you. But this is talking about a temptation. It could be fear, right? That's causing you to not do what you know you should do. It's tempting you to do what you shouldn't do. It's something that you're being offered, something that's delightful. It could be a drug. It could be gossip. Don't engage in gossip. It could be, I don't know, but you already know. A part of you already knows this. It's not a confusion because it's a red flag. Somebody wrote to me and said, all this stuff, and they said, I know this is sending up a million red flags. If it sends up a million red flags, it's a red flag. And if it's not what you say that it is, then you come to me in front of my face and you answer all my questions. Otherwise, it remains a red flag. So your higher self wants you to think before you take this tempting offer. Maybe you're going to do something that's disrespectful. You're going to behave in a way that's disrespectful. But you don't need to do this. And you don't need to be afraid. You don't need to run, right? You just need to stop. Song right now, party girls. Don't feel anything. I push it down. I push it down. Here comes the shame. Here comes the shame. I'm the one for a good time. Call me. Right then, the crow landed in that tree. You see that crow? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I've been seeing the crows all morning. I'm swinging from the chandelier. This is about somebody who goes to drown their sorrow or their fear. They drink. They drink to get liquid courage or to forget. And they go out and they have sex with people to occupy their mind. Look what you made me do. I'm out dancing with someone new. I didn't want to go out tonight. I had no plans of going out tonight, but I had to get you off my mind. Wrong. Don't do it. There's an addiction seeking you out. Something that you're verging. You're on the verge of teeth. Now, I got this too. I chose this. Oh, no. Yes, I did. I chose Mayor Max, right? So it's believing a bullshit story. Maybe for me, it's thinking that somebody is someone else when in fact they're just a mirror. That would be something that I would do, right? You need to know that this is an addiction and you're on the edge of it. This is an opportunity to break free from it, whatever it is. Can you give us more information, Spirit, about what this addiction is? How can you show us what this addiction is? Better run from it. Better run from it. Oh, God, here comes the shame. Right? I do it, and then as soon as I do it, I feel shame. I'm ashamed of myself for doing it. I lie. I've been lying. I get information this way. I learn. What I've been hearing on the radio lately, over and over again, was when it's time to go buy a new car, you can do it all online without having to try out the cars. So if you're thinking about a car, this is how you drive forward in your life, right? This is my car, and that's your car. So I'm thinking about, getting back out into the dating world, but I want to find out some information. And you can do it all online. You can do it all online by pretending to be somebody else, by trying to get information out of somebody. Do it all online from your phone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't pretend to be somebody else because you're afraid to speak your truth. Don't do it. You've done it before, and when you do it, you feel bad. And you're tempted to do it again. You need to stop and tell your truth. Here it is. That's what it is. I shuffle these and put them all away. You're being tempted to do it again. It's time to grow up. This is about personal growth. It's not about using some kind of a crutch in the meantime, right? I don't know where my home is. There's storms all around me. I don't know what's what. I'm just going to go through this and see what comes up with this. And you have to stop. You need to cut away. Who was it? Family or friends? You're on the verge of buying into this bullshit. This group of don't. It needs to stop. You need to cut it away. You need to be brave. You need to say no. No to this toxic energy. No to this toxic substance. Whatever this is, you're on the verge of falling, and you need to release your power. You need to take that crap and put it, that three-headed monster. So when I see three-headed monster, that's jealousy, right? Or a third-party situation. Somebody that's married to somebody else, or that's hitting on you, or a three-headed monster to me is your negative self-talk, right? Like this one. I got to get that out of my head, right? A three-headed monster. You're going to take that three-headed monster or those three people and stuff them in that bottle and cork it. And then you're going to not turn your back on your divine masculine. You're going to embrace your divine masculine, because when you allow this toxic energy to follow around you, you're covering up your beautiful dress of gold, of self-worth, right? It's toxic, and it's dirtying it like Cinderella and its stepsisters. So who are those three witchy sisters? They need to be cut away. They need to be cut away at this time. You need to release your power and stand in your light. Song, I think about her and she knows it. You miss someone, right? You take me places, manipulate my decisions. There's nothing holding me back. So somebody misses somebody. Maybe I should stop and start confessing. Yes, that's what's supposed to happen at this time. Those ones need to be stuffed in this bottle, whether that's your fear or your friend's ideas or those people that are toxic in your arena. They need to go. They need to be cut away because you miss someone and there's a barrier between you, and your psychic abilities are being messed up because you're allowing all of this negativity, this bad behavior happening. It can't happen anymore. It needs to stop. It's time to get into a place of meditation. The one that I know gets into a place of meditation, right? It's a time for spirit. And then it's time to tell those other ones to back off. Stay off. I've told you, and maybe I haven't been strong enough, but don't invite them forward because your worst addiction is seeking you out. Somebody that has to do with work, something that has to do with an idea, somebody that's been stealing your ideas, right? They're seeking you out. They're going to offer you something. And there's a clash. Their ideas and your ideas do not align. It's oil and water. It doesn't mix. It's time to cut it away. It's time to go into a place of meditation. It's a time to say no. It's a time to get loud about saying no. It's a time to not go towards that addiction that you keep wanting to lean towards. It's time to shut your mouth and leave town because that place is on fire. That house is burning down. Remember? The trials by fire, that's not the way for me. That's not the way for me. It's the way for the others. This one that's pinching your mouth shut and saying you can't speak, right? This mother who doesn't look very friendly to me won't let you speak. This is burned down. That's judgment, right? Ghost town over here. This is what needs to be cut away. This is what needs to go. It's cleanup time. Mildew fairy, it's cleanup time. Ghosts, faceless ghost people. These are people that are sucking your energy. These are haunted people that don't want to do their own work, so they leech off of you and they drain you physically. Like I told you, they just keep coming back to me, one after another after another. Faceless ghost people. They just want your energy, right? This is about revealing a revelation that's about to take place. Scandals and secrets coming to the surface. Callie, the end. The end. Something is coming to an end. It's all coming to the light. Don't fall for it. This is what's coming. It's basically telling you the apocalypse is upon you, and if you go with this, you're going to go down with it. Turn this away. Your heart is broken. Allow it to mend in the right way, in a way that leaves you feeling like you're in a place of you're standing in your integrity. You're standing in your honor. You're working too hard. It has to do with work. It has to do with your workmates, people around you. And they're telling you that you're shit out of luck, but you're not. Your job may end. This may be the opportunity that comes to you because you need financial assistance and they know that, so they're offering you something. And Spirit says, don't. This is your worst addiction seeking you out. Maybe it's money. Maybe work is your addiction and it's seeking you out. It's causing you to miss someone. It's causing you to go back again. Maybe they're going to offer you another trip or another, whatever it is, you're supposed to say no to them. And what you have is enough. What you have in front of you is enough. It is not a time for you to worry and lose hope. You've got something, and all you need is here. You don't need anything that's coming from that addiction. Okay, I'm going to stop because this is just making it really loud for me. And here it is. We're here. Bill and Ted. Remember I told you the big guy and the little doll? There they are. And there's you. Don't go there. Don't align with them. You know who you are. Don't align with them. I'm asking for the vibrational frequency to be so strong that they vibrate right out of our frequency. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Push them out. I'm done. I'm done. Shield of protection. Song right now, E.T. They say, be afraid. You're from a different dimension. Be afraid, right? This one, E.T., this one, she's different. Don't go there. That one's going to hurt you. Wrong. This person says, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to be your victim, right? I don't want to be the victim of the ones that want me to lay like an offering so they can slice my head off. You know, take me to church people. I'm not going to go there. This one that they have been telling me that I should be warned about, the one that I shouldn't be around, that one is in the light. And this one says, I'm ready. Take me. Show me the light. That's where you go. All right, you guys. Peace out. Talk soon. Love you.